I feel something so strong. Dude, I feel something so strong inside of me.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, I'm at my house. My mom went to sleep. So I went out of my window. I went in her window. And
I was playing pretty good. I was receiving his balls and stuff.
oh, you were?
Yeah.
Did you like receiving them? Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Vincent's podcast. Today is a very rainy day. It's a very cozy, chill day. And you guys are probably asking me, why do you have two seats? No, it is not for my feet. No, I don't have a girl here. But I do have one of my best friends, my brother from another mother. A big round of applause for my Puerto Rican friend, Ian Colazo.
That's good, bro.
¿Cómo estás, bro? Qué gusto verte.
I've been waiting for this moment for a long time now, finally with my bro, Vincent.
We've been waiting like for 5 minutes. But yeah, bro, this is my brother from another mother, Ian, from Puerto Rico. We've known each other ever since we were like 10 years old. Ever since I moved to Florida, he was my first friend here. And, we're just ready to chop this podcast up.
I am indeed from another mother. We are going to chop this podcast up.
Yep, that's the plan. Make sure to get your popcorn, your Coke, your girlfriend, not like Coca-Cola, not the other thing. Don't even think don't even think about that. But enjoy this podcast, guys.
And tune in for the story time.
Let's get started.
Was I supposed to clap twice?
I don't know.
We're going to start. Let me stand straight up so I'm not penis balling the camera.
Like this, open legs.
All right,
and everything.
now we're going to start. All right, so Vincent, today we're going to be going over a very nice subject.
What's that
is
subject?
The president. How you've been feeling lately. Right now, it's
the president. I said the
president.
We're getting into politics now.
You said the president.
Yes.
Okay, today's a rainy day. We are. I can't talk with you, bro. Who mentioned the president, bro?
So sometimes we can't take each other seriously. It's a little bit
Sometimes.
Well, like almost like all the time. Like we just laugh and laugh and laugh. But guys, it's a very rainy day outside today. And I'm going to start off this question to Ian. What do you usually do on a rainy, cloudy day like this?
Apparently, usually I am very bored on rainy days. It is the usual outcome because I'm always like trying to do something, like go outside, play tennis, something outdoors, or maybe just not see the day so gloomy.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, like today, I woke up this morning and I was... I think I drank some coffee maybe, and I was chilling. I was watching my series. Usually like to binge watch movies or series.
What's your favorite series?
Well, one of my favorite series I'd probably say is Money Heist, Casa de Papel.
Ooh, Casa de Papel.
It's a must because it's very detail-oriented and it's action-based too.
Do you think you would be capable of robbing a bank like them?
Of robbing a bank like that? I think the show definitely intrigued me because the amount of planning involved.
He's so proper.
The amount of planning involved and organization that you would need to rob a bank it's very difficult. So I don't know. You tell me. You're the one who.
No, I'm not. I've never robbed. But actually, when we used to live in Michigan, my family and I, we had this friend my mom met off of Facebook. It was this like short, 5'2" fat man, and he was bald. And I discovered he was in jail for 10 years. 10 years. And you know why? Because he robbed a bank. Wow. And he was our photographer. And then my mom and him got like in a fight. And then
more fat man.
Yeah. And, well, not like in a fist fight or anything, but yeah. But guys, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about Ian. So Ian, well, where were you born?
Puerto Rico. San Juan.
So my brother, he was born in San Juan, Puerto Rico. His family is from Puerto Rico. And then he grew up in Florida, that's where I met him. And then last year when I moved to Florida, like in that same month, he randomly decided to go back to Puerto Rico to live. And now he is in one of the most prestigious Olympic schools there. And he plays very, very good tennis, so he's very athletic. He knows how to do taekwondo. He was a black belt. He's just a very talented kid.
Mm-hmm. To go a little bit more in detail with what Vincent's saying, he said it pretty proper, is that as of now, like I live in Puerto Rico, and I've been playing a lot of tournaments on the weekends and stuff. and I'm always practicing every morning since the school I'm at, it's pretty residential. So I stay there at night and I go to sleep and stuff. And then in the mornings I eat my breakfast, I go train. So it's a lot of work with the physical activity. Mental activity is also there. Like I'm also being educated. I'm learning a bunch of stuff. So I definitely love the school. But yeah, as part of my background, more of like in the present, is the school I'm attending. About to graduate. I just got one more year left.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
Bro, I have a question for you. How, like, since you were working so hard with the tennis and waking up, what keeps you motivated to keep, like moving forward, like to wake up, have this routine? It's, I know it's because I've been at your school. I've seen it
And Vincent,
dude, the door just opened and like randomly it was like a ghost in
hopefully
here.
there's not a ghost in here, but that did shock me a little bit. So that's a good question, and honestly, I ask myself the same exact thing. What does keep me motivated to keep playing the sport that I keep losing at? I'm just like, I don't lose all the time. I do win a lot.
He's actually really good.
Yeah, but when I play with Vincent, he's also like me. That's why we're related closely, is because we're naturally good. Like our instincts are pretty...
Yeah, we got some good, like, reflect.
Yeah. So I would say, to answer that question, Vincent, it's that, I guess, like trying to improve and upgrade my well-being in like reaction time. Remember when we're thinking about sports and tennis, we're thinking about like mechanisms that our body use, like, how fast you can hit the ball, how fast you can run back. Your eyes are always on the target, so it's very complex. But yeah, I would say to wake up and play tennis, I love doing it because it helps me improve on myself.
So what you say is what motivates you is, always getting better, like seeing yourself improve every single day. Exactly, and you're like, oh my gosh, that just motivates you. What about, well, if I was in Puerto Rico, I think the Puerto Rican girls would totally motivate me. I mean, guys, if you guys have never been to Puerto Rico, you guys are missing out. Really, Puerto Rico, las puertorriqueñas, oh my gosh, están pero lindísimas.
We're actually a pretty rare species of...
Species?
A pretty rare species of... ethnicity. Like Puerto Rico, it comes from, well, they say pre-Columbians and stuff like that, but honestly there's not so many Puerto Ricans in the world because the island is pretty small. And we only have like 3 million people who live on the island, and we're a pretty rare breed is what I'm saying. So it's important to keep that in mind. So that's why Vincent's like, yeah, the girls are really hot, they're really sexy, but it's because we got that rare breed. We're naturally handsome or pretty,
What would you say your life living in Puerto Rico? Because I've heard things where the light goes out and there's some problems.
That's a very good
talk
topic.
us through that. Like what's that like? Like, has the light gone out for you in your school or like at your grandparents'
So
house?
after Hurricane Maria, not only did we experience like an island epidemic with resources and also just keeping your house intact with the light bill or whatever, but the government actually got to how should I say it? They weren't involved. They decreased their involvement with society in Puerto Rico, with socialism and stuff. So we had a lot of issues, and we weren't able to, like, again, I said, get resources, whether it was in the stores. And part of it was because of the hurricane, of course, but also the government didn't provide us with what we needed. And then we are, where I am today, for example, in Puerto Rico, we do get a lot of power outages, and lack of water also comes with that. So, humans need to stay hydrated. And when you have an island and a government who don't want to support that, people can get a little annoyed. So.
But what I've noticed with like Puerto Rico and Cuba, where like the people that live there, the problems they go through, they adapt. Like you guys, the Puerto Ricans and the Cubans and probably like all over Latin America, people adapt to their circumstances. People have it hard, they adapt to it. It's, and I know from you moving to Florida, then to Puerto Rico, was it hard to adapt in the beginning?
I definitely had to conform to the new language, even though it was part of my,
What was your first language?
So I've always been speaking English, but my parents have always tried to talk some Spanish into me and stuff, so I know basic words I can understand, right? The problem is speaking it, because if you're in, for example, Florida or the US, everybody basically talks English, you know, apart from some other Hispanics here. But you're not gonna be constantly speaking Spanish, is what I'm saying. So the Espanol, the Spanish was actually, you know, it's pretty hard to get to sometimes if you're in the U.S. So moving to Puerto Rico, it was kind of, I don't want to say disadvantaged, but it was new. It was something that's new, and since I could understand the language, I was able to mitigate. You know, able to,
que le salió lo puertorriqueño.
What about you, Vincent? How was your life learning Spanish? And I know you started young too, and in a place that, even though you grew up there, was it how you could say like normal? Like,
well, you know, I moved to Mexico. I moved to Cancun, Mexico when I was 7.5. And you know, when you're that young, your brain is like a sponge. So like all the new information you're getting just like soaks into you. So me being around the Mexican culture, everyone speaking Spanish and taking classes after school, it just kind of all soaked in and it happened so naturally. Like my first year, I only knew how to count to 1 to 10, say rojo and then coche. Like I would just knew a few words. And then after the second year, people would come up to me and they would speak in English and I would like talk back in Spanish and they're like, "You learned Spanish that quick?" I'm like, "Sí, pues estuvo muy fácil." But I still had my really American accent. And then like when I didn't know how to roll my R's until like the 4th year of living in Mexico. And then one day I was riding my bike and I just said, "Por?" And I'm like, "R, r, r, r." And then I was like, "Dude, oh my gosh." I just cracked my voice. But I'm like, "Dude, this is crazy." And then when I started rolling my R's, the Mexican accent started coming in. And then some people are even surprised. People think I'm more Mexican than American that I speak. Like, do you think I have an accent when I speak in English?
I don't think you really have an accent, but in Spanish, I can definitely see like the background coming from Mexico. So.
¿Qué onda, güey? ¿Cómo estás, mi hermano? ¿Qué pedo? ¿Cuándo las chelitas?
When he even speaks a little Spanish fresa is what you call it, where he's like a little, you know, more
yeah.
fruity.
You know, something I find really funny is that people here, they don't believe I'm Mexican because they listen to my accent and they're like, "No, you're from Argentina. No, you're from Chile." And I'm like,
"No,
claro que no, güey. No mames." And they're like, "No, but your accent's from there." And I have to explain to them like, "No, in Mexico, we all don't talk like, ¿Qué onda, güey? ¿Cómo estás? Tráeme las chelas." No, there's some people like from Mexico City, Cancun, Guadalajara, Monterrey.
Yeah.
We all have different accents. It's so like diverse. Like here in the States, there's an accent for Michigan. There's an accent for Californians. There's an accent for New Yorkers. New York.
"Hey guys, I'm in New York."
That sucked.
Forget about it.
Let me
close
it.
The door.
What?
I'm gonna close the door because the ghost came in.
The
ghost is biting my ear.
It is.
Yeah.
How has this year been for you? 2025, next year's the World Cup, but a lot of changes for you. You know,
World
you moved to
Cup.
Puerto Rico. Dude, what the? Dude, so you moved to Puerto Rico. Your life has changed a lot. You know, so many different things. Like, how has this year been for you? Do you feel happy?
Definitely is a lot of more stimulation going on. I feel pretty happy with my current state I'm in, position, you know, where I'm in a good school. I have good goals in mind. I get to see my family. I get to spend time in a good tropical environment too.
Dude, Puerto Rico's the best.
Now that it's summertime, I do definitely feel like the year has gone pretty fast. And it's very important because I also feel like this summer is going to go by pretty fast. So you got to make every day count, every morning, every night. And you try to help people out. That's what also one of my big goals in mind is trying to help people out, trying to learn from, you know, other people like Vincent.
Yeah, exactly. And I learned a lot from him as well, too.
Yeah.
I don't know what, but I bet I've learned something.
Because I'm mega mind, you know.
And
so I think there's definitely a lot of new arrangements that are being done in the world and things that we'll have to get used to in the future. Because remember, I feel like civilization has been like, humans have been alive for a pretty long time now, and they've been.
What are you getting into? I asked the most simple question and you're getting into like civilizations. You're gonna start talking about the apes now. Like,
yeah, bro. I think we definitely need a.
Wait, actually, speaking of the apes, do you think we came from the apes, or do you think
I
mean, I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot.
Scientists say that we're very related to
I mean, you kind of look like a monkey.
species or whatever. And
did you hear what I said?
What?
I said you kind of look like a monkey too.
Oh yeah, he's the monkey.
I'm gonna get so.
He's like the albino
burned.
monkey. I don't know if you guys have ever seen what's it called, Planet Apes. It's the white one right here.
Yes, I'm that big white one right there. This year has been going by, pretty fast. It's I can't believe we're in June already. My birthday's in a few days. I'm gonna be turning 18. How old are you?
17.
17. When's your birthday?
Next year. In January 25th.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, I'm gonna be turning 18. I'm gonna be going to Cancun like for a month, see all my friends. I haven't seen them in like a whole year.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, dude. What do you think? How do you feel about turning 18? Does that scare you?
I definitely think it's gonna be a new experience. I don't think it's gonna be too harsh on me because I feel like when I'll be an actual adult, I'll probably be like 21, 22, something like that. My sister's 20, so we're kind of like in the same boat, 3 years separated. And I don't think there's going to be so much going on in life at that age, but I think it's definitely going to be, there's definitely going to be room to improve, of course, and get a job, make money, and learn more and everything.
What are you looking?
You tell me, man. I mean, I feel like you're the one who's going to go off soon this year because you're going to start like that new career path or the new time in your life where you're going to be open to learning more in the university he's going to. So I don't know if you want to go in depth with that. Or...
So I just graduated like 2 weeks ago, and then I'm going to be starting university in London. So it's not in North America or South America or Central America like the places I know. No, I'm going to be going to Europe in London, like the hubbub of the world. Like London is like one of the biggest cities, like the best cities in the world, in my opinion, I would say. And I'm going to be going to university there. I could say I'm excited. Of course I'm excited. I'm excited because the university I'm going to, I'm not going to say which.
Prestigious, man.
Oh, dude. It's like I'm going to be working with the marketing team, the fashion team, and everything. And if I keep doing the social media stuff, I'll be learning stuff like with the marketing, how to, improve my content, with the fashion. Like I love fashion, guys. Like I got this actually in Puerto Rico. And then I went out with a girl. She was from Cuba, and I gave it to her because she was cold, and
she loved it.
Yeah, and then she friend zoned me. La Cubana. She friend zoned me, and then she kept it like for 2 months, and then
you're like, I need my sweater back.
Yeah. It's like, dude, I need my sweater back. So I saw her at the mall like 2 weeks ago.
We had an exchange. He was like, here's your flowers. Now give me my sweater. And then they did it again.
Nah. I'm not gonna go down that friend zone path again. Have you been friend zoned before?
Friend zoned. I'd probably say like middle school, but it's more like, since at that young age, you don't really know how to talk to girls and everything. So it's kind of like an immature relationship. And there was this one girl I really liked. She was actually a ginger. And then I would like I wouldn't get at her every day, but most of the time I was spending at school or like talking with anybody was with her. So it was pretty obvious that I liked her and stuff. And then I even went to one of her birthday parties and stuff, but nothing like ended up happening because again I was immature. I was also focused on other stupid stuff, so nothing really worked out. But I definitely think I was in the friend zone most of the time. It just felt like I was just a really nice friend to her, even though I wanted more.
Oh, every time I see a ginger person, I always have to call them Carrot. They're just Mr. Carrot for me. And in my opinion, gingers could be one of two. And no offense to this, very, very bad looking or drop dead gorgeous. Yeah. Like, oh my, when you find a 10 out of 10 like ginger, oh my.
It's like that one carrot in the field that turned a little gold.
Yes. I have no idea what you're talking about, but like I kind of understand, dude.
That one gold carrot, yeah. What was your first relationship like? And before we move on to that, I remember like when I first met you, by the way, we met at like 13 years old. And we became good friends, or even 12 years old, something like that. And we were pretty young, but I remember he would talk to this girl, and I think I used to know her name. And
Vale?
Yeah, I don't
know. But she has a boy. She just got a boyfriend like 2 days ago.
Yeah, but you were never like trying to.
Well, actually, this is a funny story. I asked her to be my girlfriend. I said so look. It was like 3 a.m, and I escaped my house, threw out my window to see her. Yeah. She's like, hey, I'm at my house, and my mom went to sleep. So I went out of my window, I went in her window, and then we went upstairs, and we were kissing, we were just doing our stuff. Nothing bad, we were just kissing, And then while we were kissing, I kind of like went back and I'm like, I want you to be my girlfriend. Like, do you want to be my girlfriend?
And she got super turned off.
No. She said yes. She said yes. Like, she's like, yeah, of course. But like she said, yeah, of course. And then, we went on with our night, and then I left thinking that we were boyfriend and girlfriend. And then a month later, like, we barely saw each other that month for some reason. I think I went to Michigan and I came back, and then I'm like, happy 1 month. I was like 14, so I said like, I love you.
Like, who are you?
No. I'm like, happy 1 month. And then she said, I thought the boyfriend and girlfriend thing was a joke, Vincent. And I felt so stupid when she said that. Dude, like, not even heartbroken. I was like, dude, what?
I had another girlfriend, which you know her. We've seen her before.
Who
was also in middle school.
What's her name? No, say it.
Sorry.
Say it.
I can't say her name.
Say it.
Yeah.
Is it who I think it is?
It's just really good friends. So.
That
it's not really like serious. Just...
The girl he's talking about, 2 years later, I didn't know they kind of went out, so I went out like on a date with her, kind of, and then I went to Puerto Rico to visit Ian, and then while I was there, I kind of stopped answering my messages like for 2 days.
Then she ghosted him.
Yeah, she ghosted me. Yeah. So if you're watching this, you know
from the community.
Yeah, no, but she's
her
an amazing
Gia,
girl.
So.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I was like actually starting.
No, he was trying to get with her, and then she was like, okay,
because she was so beautiful. I know. She ghosted me, and it kind of hurt me. I'm like, dude, damn, this sucks. Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
I would have to say in 5 years or so, I see myself working pretty hard in a job I like. I don't really want to share my interests too much, but I definitely like complex jobs. Like, for example, I want to study engineering, whether that's electrical, computer, whatever. I definitely like that kind of study. Studying different types of mechanisms, how they work, and goes in with science and everything. So I definitely see myself career-wise working pretty hard, and I definitely see myself fit, staying up with the routine of calisthenics, push-ups, pull-ups, whatever, and that stuff is just kind of to help me concentrate, right? And then good diet. I see myself eating fruit.
Diet's the most important thing.
Good proteins. Drinking my abuelo's coffee,
What?
My grandpa makes the best coffee ever. That's a new topic we could go into and just like keep talking about for some time. So you tell me now your perspective of how you'll be in 5 years.
So honestly, lately, since I've been working more on social media, and then I've been working more as a model and actor, I feel something so strong. Dude, shut the hell up.
Is it long and thick?
Stop. I feel so.
All seriousness.
All seriousness. I feel something so strong inside of me.
We gotta cut this out. Here, that should be the blooper to the intro of the video.
So I feel like a very strong energy.
It's a good hook.
I feel very strong energy that I'm going to be somewhere. I'm going to be very, very successful, be wealthy, and I have such a strong feeling about it,
Mm-hmm.
And
I feel like there's a word that you're trying to. Let me think of it.
I don't know, but what I'm saying is, in 5 years, I think I'm gonna be working on a daily basis, like not daily basis, but like a lot, and like maybe like do 3 series a year for Netflix or something like that, and then keep up with my social media, do vlogs, traveling. In some time in the future, I would love to start making music, dude. Like I love music. Like Mike Towers inspires me. Bad Bunny a lot, Raul Alejandro. I really like Ray Charles, like the blues music. So, and then there's even like some country singers. Like I'm not big in country, but like just like putting it all together, like dude, I think that could be awesome.
I think music's definitely.
So I see myself doing many things, traveling a lot. I see myself with a girlfriend. And then maybe like in 20 years or like in 15 years, I'll probably even have my own like kid. You'll be his uncle.
Oh, wow. So you've planned out pretty far.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's just how I see myself. So
yeah, the industry you're trying to work out, if I heard correctly, you're interested in the music industry, definitely. And also influencer industry and social media, all that has to correlate. And
I was
think
thinking
that's
if it
good.
just doesn't work out, I might just like be a
You'll
stripper.
just be exactly.
No,
That's
like a
what
stripper.
I know it's a stripper.
Yeah, I might have to strip it down for you guys.
Tell me that one.
I'll work out at Hooters.
Yep. Have his little butt cheeks por afuera. Moving on.
Moving on.
So, do you have any interest in learning languages, Vincent? Or
Well, so I know how to speak English and Spanish, but I would love to learn how to speak Italian. I feel like Italian is one of the love languages. And I have roots from Italy, from Sicily. My mom's last name is Cascio.
yeah.
And I would love to. I'd love to go to Italy, meet my family there if I do have any family. But I would like to know how to speak Italian with them. And then, if I see like a really hot Italian chick on the side of the road, I'll be like, "Hey, mamma mia! Sei culo molto grosso." Molto grosso, mamacita, mamma mia.
Vincent's a real
baguette.
He's a
baguette.
up. Baguette up.
Baguette up.
Baguette
No, this is francés. Oh, that's French.
Baguette arriba.
Arriba. And what about you, bro? Any new languages? Bro, imagine speaking Chinese.
That's such a hard thing to do.
Well,
Well, I don't think there's such a thing of speaking Chinese, but you can speak Mandarin.
yeah, Chinese, because actually I know the difference. Chinese is like the old Chinese, like from 2,000 years ago, or like 1,000 years ago. But Mandarin Chinese is the
modern.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Spanish and Latin. We know, like barely anyone speaks Latin. Well, I don't know. I mean,
so I know how to count
wrong.
in Korean, and I know how exactly English, right, and Spanish. Also Portuguese.
Hola. Count to 1 to 10
in
Korean, yeah.
In Korean, this would be Hana do set net dasit yosit yelga biora bahab yo.
Bro, I feel like I'm listening to a rap song. I know how to count to 10 in Italian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Cinque?
Cinque.
That's a good, like, so where have we traveled?
Well, I've traveled a lot.
Me too.
I think the most exotic place I've traveled to has been Africa. I went to Namibia, Africa over a year and a half ago. And Namibia, Africa, they say it's the oldest, like the Namib Desert is the oldest desert in the world. And it's the only desert that connects with an ocean.
Wow.
So it, like, I swear, it's breathtaking. We were on these 4-wheelers. We were in this place called Swakopmund. And we were on these 4-wheelers. And I swear, you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere. And, and then we stayed more like in a safari lot, like lounge or something. I don't remember what the place was called. But it was so cool. And I went on like 3 safaris a day. We would see lions, cheetahs.
Exploring. That's what I was about to ask you.
Dude, yeah. We would see like, I saw lions. No, not lions.
Giraffes.
I saw cheetahs eating animals. Like there's this one cheetah that was under this one tree like for 3 days straight, just chewing up like a gazelle, I think. I don't remember what it was.
The way they hunt is actually very inspiring. I feel like it's very interesting in how they are able to catch their prey.
Bro, I know. It's amazing. And
okay, I'm leaving. The door just opened again. And
no, it is good. That door always opens. But yeah, the safaris were beautiful.
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah, they were beautiful. So the safaris were beautiful. And then so I've been to Africa, I've been to Europe, like London, France. I've been to Italy before. And then in North America, I've been to Canada, Mexico, United States. Wow. In South America, I've never been anywhere. And then like in the Caribbean, I've been to Jamaica. I think I've been to the Bahamas. I've been to Puerto Rico, which I could say Puerto Rico is like my favorite place in the whole world. And then I've been to Dominican Republic.
Wow.
Oh, and I went to Haiti once.
Haiti,
or Haiti. That's how you say it in Spanish, Haiti. I don't know how to say it.
Great. You've never been to Dubai or anything like that?
No, dude. I would love to go to Dubai. I would love to like rent a Lamborghini there like everyone else.
Yeah, it's Dubai for the rich people.
Yes, dude. But like I would love to go to Dubai. What about you, man? I know you've
really
been
interesting. I've never gone to Dubai, but if I were to name the different places I've been to, different countries, states even, where I've had good experiences. Been to California once, Colorado is probably my favorite state in the U.S. that I've been to. Out of country, well, I've never been to Brazil. Might go soon for a tennis tournament. I've been to Mexico like maybe 4 times already, and I've loved the experience.
You went to Cozumel, Mexico City.
Went to Cozumel, Mexico City, and Cancun. Where else have I been?
You went to Costa Maya, right? Because I've never even been to Costa Maya.
I've been to Santa Fe too. I went to the Plaza in Santa Fe. It was really nice.
I think that's the biggest mall in all Latin America.
I went actually for a tournament to Mexico to go play against the number 3 top
Did you
player
win?
of Mexico. Nope, he beat me up pretty badly.
How much?
The 3rd player in Mexico, he was like 17, he was my age. And at the end, he gave me this really fat ace. So yeah, he aced me out. At least I was playing pretty good. I was receiving his balls and stuff. You know?
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Did you like receiving them? If you
Cut.
If you guys don't know what an ace is when the one player serves the ball, they serve it, it crosses to the other side, and then the other player
tries to hit it and
they miss it.
They don't even
and
touch
then the person that served the ball wins the point. So that's
I
what
actually
an
did
ace
some
is.
points against him, and then you were there. You remember you ate his balls afterwards.
Nah.
Anyways, moving off topic.
Bro.
So there's Mexico, right? I've also been to Colombia. I've gone up to they're not rainforest. The mountains up there are really beautiful. I've been to coffee plantations, been to the Parque de Café, the coffee park.
Bro, Colombian coffee is so good.
Roller coasters and everything. It's wonderful. I love the Colombian vibe and everything. I went to Medellin, and then I want to go to Bogota. I want to go to other places. I've also been to Spain, Europe, and I stayed in Madrid. I stayed in Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to think where else. I've been to Canada before when I was young. I don't really remember the experience. I just know I went to Niagara Falls. It was actually pretty nice.
I've been in. I feel like from living in Michigan, Niagara Falls is so close. Like Canada is super close.
Yeah.
So it's really nice there, bro.
That's great. Obviously, I've been to Puerto Rico. Where else?
Hey, yo, Ian, thank you so much for being on the podcast, man.
Thank you for having me, Vincent.
Yeah, man, I'm grateful. You know, I don't even have a name for this podcast yet, but I'll have to, figure that out soon. And a toda mi gente latina, espero que todos tengan un hermoso día. Los quiero mucho y nos vemos en la próxima.
Have a good Is this the part where
Where we start aggressively making out?
No, now we play ping pong.